hope you guys are doing well. It's Dr. Ann Cartini, and today I've decided to touch up my roots. I've never done it before. I usually go to a professional to get my hair colored, and then every 4 to 5 weeks I get my roots touched up. However, with the whole pandemic situation going on, I looked up online to learn how to color my own hair. Eventually I'd like to just be one color. Right now I have highlights. I was gonna do box dye, and then my youngest sister said, no, don't do it, it's so harsh for your hair. And I thought, well, if you're gonna go darker, what could be really that bad about it? So as I did my research, I learned that the box dyes use, I guess the developer part is very strong, where it opens up the shaft of the hair, and over time, as you continue to do that, even though you're putting hair color back in, maybe it's not as bad, but over time you're really stripping away that hair. And so, gosh, we have a Sally Beauty shop nearby, and thankfully I was able to research on what would be best for my type of hair. I do have grays, which I'm not sure if you guys can see that in the camera, and I'm also going lighter than what my natural hair color is, but eventually I'd like to go back to my normal hair color. But just to kind of keep things simple, and it is my first time doing this, I'm just gonna go ahead and try to touch up my roots and see how that goes. I'm not a professional, and I don't claim that this is gonna be necessarily good, but I wanted to share with you this process, and hopefully this could help. Even if it's just one of you, I'd be happy with that. So I learned with gray hair, you need 20 volume. There's 10, 20, 30, 40. Usually and now again, I'm not a professional, but from what I understand, if I were to color over this, it's already been, the shaft of the hair's been opened up before, I would need a 10 volume, which is, I believe, the least strong out of these developers. But in my case, I'm just gonna focus on the roots today, so I'm gonna use a 20 developer. A very nice lady from Sally Beauty recommended 4N for me. I was looking and I thought, oh, maybe I'm 5. I was just comparing, putting my hair up against those little sample hairs like this, but she's like, no, you want to go up here. And so thankfully she was able to help me. So if you guys are unsure, you can definitely ask the consultants there. So in addition to the developer and the color, oh, by the way, you want 1:2 ratio. So for every one, I don't know, I want to call it one part of the color, you want 2 parts of the developer. And I bought a brush and a mixing bowl. This one has little numerical, I guess, values on them to show you the ounces if you need it. I do want to mention too, I was gonna buy the liquid because again, this is my first time, wasn't sure what to buy, but the consultant asked if I was gonna use a brush or a squirt bottle. For a squirt bottle, it's better for liquid type formulas, but in my case, I wanted to use the brush in the bowl, and so she recommended getting the gel. So I got the Wella gel. Okay, let's see. So I got some gloves, and to prevent stain from the dye on my forehead, I do have some Vaseline, which I'm gonna put on later. I'm going to divide my hair up into 4 equal parts, middle, side. I'll show you that in a little bit. I have clips. You want to have clips on hand. I have a black towel in case I need to wipe my face or any accidents that I might have spilled. Now I do have newspaper on the floor. I hear that it could stain your tile, so make sure you're prepared. I wore a black t-shirt, something that you don't mind getting stained if you get some dye on your shirt, which I am thinking I probably will. All right, guys, so I think I have everything. I hope. I'm gonna try to be gentle because I have white walls and doors around, so we'll see. I think I'm gonna part my hair in 4 parts now. Right here, you start right in the middle, part my hair just like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and find where right behind my ear, that will be right there. I'm gonna clip this. All right, that's a cool look. I'm gonna put my gloves on. And let's put some Vaseline on right here. I'm gonna go right behind the nape of my neck as well. Although I don't really care too much if I stain those. Eventually it does come off. But on my forehead for sure. Okay, so I guess in terms of hair color, what I learned is that there are 1 to 10 in color, 1 to 10 shades, 10 being super blonde, like platinum blonde, and then 1 being like the blackest black you can find. Again, my consultant said that I was about a 4. I'm neutral, which it says 4N. So I think eventually I'm gonna go maybe 3 or 2, but let's see. So here I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna squirt some in my bowl. All right, I'm gonna mix this developer. I'm not sure if you're supposed to mix it or not. Okay. Shake it. And it calls for 2 parts for every 1 part of this. So I'm gonna eyeball it. I think that looks like 1 to 2 parts. All right, I have a feeling this is not enough for my roots. I'm gonna mix just a little bit more. All right, guys, so I'm gonna start by, I'm gonna start on this side just because it's closest to the camera, and I'm gonna go along my hairline, and then I'm gonna take really thin sections from what I saw from other people doing this. All right, here it goes. And I guess you really want to saturate all the strands. Otherwise, if you don't, then you can come out with splotchy hair, and we don't want that. Okay, so that's along my hairline and here. So now I'm gonna go ahead and go up here as well. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side, might as well. Alright, so I've outlined really just the sections, the outer sections of my quadrant. And then now I'm gonna go ahead and take really super thin pieces and start applying it. Let's see. All right, and then I'm gonna flip that over onto the other side, and I'm gonna just continue doing this until I'm through my quadrant.
A few moments later.
Right, my last piece of this first quadrant. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pin this up and go on to the next section. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and paint the outer borders of this quadrant. So I'm gonna do the mirror image. I'm gonna paint thin layers of this quadrant and flip it over to the opposite side. So again, border the outer line of the quadrant.
We'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
I ran out of color, so I'm gonna go ahead and mix some more, 2-to-1 ratio.
few moments later.
Okay guys, so I've already colored every quadrant. I have to wait 45 minutes because I do have gray hairs that I'm trying to cover. Normally it would take 30 minutes and then you can wash it out, but I'm just gonna wait 45 minutes, wait till that sets, and then I'm gonna jump in the shower, wash this all off, condition my hair, shampoo it with like a color safe shampoo and a deep conditioner, and then I will show you guys the results in just a moment.
2 hours later.
Hi guys, so I washed my hair and let my hair air dry. I did put a little bit of leave-in conditioner, but I didn't curl it, so it's just kind of, it is what it is right now. Not too bad. I mean, in terms of the color, the consultant at Sally's was right on. My base color definitely is 4N. Of course, because I don't have any highlights, it's darker at the roots, but I think it blends in very nicely. I mean, my I would say the thing that I would do next time, you see this brown streak right here. So I put the Vaseline around my face, but I should have made the width a little bit wider, just because when you have long hair, or when I ended up smacking my hair into my face when I would flip my hair onto the opposite side as I was painting the thin strips of hair, and sometimes it would smack into my face and cause, you know, some staining, and I didn't realize it until I washed my hair, of course, but not a big deal. I'm not too concerned about maybe if it had been a little bit darker and I had been having to go out later, I would have just parted my hair a certain way, covered it, and no one will ever know. So overall, really glad that I did this. I saved so much money too, by the way. The 20 volume cream developer in the small bottle was $199. The Wella hair color was $7.39. This brush was 99 cents and the bowl was about $3. So with about $15, I was able to color my roots, and I actually have enough product, I believe, for, I would say, 2 more times to color my roots. So super worth it if you guys have the time, and just make sure that you look up some examples of how people do it. You know, again, you part your hair in the 4 quadrants and try to saturate each strip of hair as you paint it, and then flip it over to the other side. Vaseline, really important. If you have long hair, I would recommend maybe a thicker band of Vaseline around the face in case the hair does smack on your face. You have that thicker protection. But again, if it gets on there, I mean, for me, it's not that big of a deal. You want to have clips just so that you can keep your hair clipped away. And last but not least, please make sure you brush your hair. I think sometimes after clipping it, it gets retangled, so you might want to have a brush on hand and smooth out those tangles so that when you part your hair and bring it to the opposite side, it doesn't get tangled and gets messy. And I think that's why I got smacked in the face with my own hair and caused stain on my face, because I was struggling with the tangles. So yep, overall, I'm happy. I'm not a professional, but I mean, I'm sure I know my stylist can do a much better job. But again, under these circumstances, quarantine, where beauty care might not be available, it's a good option. So thanks to my sister for telling me no to box dye. I can see why after looking into it. thank goodness for Sally Beauty, where we can all have access to professional products. Just look into the steps and make sure you know how to prepare yourself and to do it before you do it. So feel free to comment below what your thoughts are, any tips that you might have, what your experiences are with box dye and or professional hair products. I would love to hear your experiences as well. Hey guys, I wanted to show you a side-by-side view of before and after the color root touch-up. I apologize for the discrepancy in the lighting in both pictures. I simply forgot to turn on the light in the first photo. But nonetheless, I think we can see the difference in the roots of the first photo and the second photo. I really do like how everything turned out with the shade that the Sally's rep helped me pick out. It blended pretty nicely. It did turn out to be a neutral brown color, of course, because I don't have the highlights going up to the roots. Eventually, as I continued to touch up my roots, you're gonna see that the highlights are gonna be lower, towards the lower half of my hair, but that is okay. So overall, I am very happy. I hope this video helped you. I will plan on making a video later on to show you how I am going to color my entire hair in a darker color, one shade, just so that it's evened out. I think it'll be great for the fall. So feel free to put a thumbs up in this video if you liked it, and please subscribe to my channel for more videos to come. I hope you have a great day. Bye everyone.